there, folks. It's Jimmy Stewart here, hoping this is finding you all doing well. Today's video, I decided that I was going to play around a little bit with some of the Les Pauls here. Now, you might recall the video I did on this guitar when I first picked it up. This was a bargain by any stretch of the imagination. Back, I can't remember when it was, a few months ago or so. It was during the summer, I believe, that Monoprice decided to go ahead and close these particular model out. This is the 66 Deluxe Plus Les Paul version, but they closed out the black one. And this is this guy right here, the Black Beauty. And these guitars were $250 normally, which is a great price, actually. And I bought my gold top for that price, the SB Deluxe Plus, which is the gold version of this, with the P90s in it. But this was the version with the humbuckers in it, and they closed them out for $89, and I just had to grab one. I didn't need another Les Paul. I've been saying it forever. I have 4 or 5 of them. I have a couple of juniors. But for $89, you can't. What do I always tell you, folks? If it's on sale, what are you going to do? You got to buy it. And they were closing these out, so you can't get one anymore as far as I know anyway. They did come back with the SB version of this, which is the black with the P90s in it. This has got the humbuckers. Now, my gold top, I play quite a bit. I really like P90s. You guys know that. Not a huge fan of the humbuckers. They sound fine, but they don't sound like a P90. But anyway, so I decided I needed to give it some play time, obviously. And then a couple weeks ago, I did the video on when I picked up the Geiger trem, which is over here on this guitar. A couple weeks ago, I did this video. And again, what I decided to do is when I picked up this Geiger, I had a hard time trying to decide what guitar I wanted to put it on. I talked about perhaps putting it on one of the SGs that I have, perhaps putting it on one of the LPs that I have. And then I decided to go ahead and put it on one of the 335 styles, one of the 338s I have here. And this was actually worked out very, very well. I think it looks great. Again, if you have not seen this video, check it out. It is a nice unit. In that video, one of our fine subscribers decided to leave me a little comment. And in the comment, he said, "Hey, Jimmy, I have a real Duesenberg trem arm. That's the Geiger. It's kind of a Duesenberg clone. It's beautiful, though. It actually works very, very good. The installation was fine. It feels really good." But he said, "Yeah, I have a real Duesenberg Les Trem too, that I'm not using. I took it off one of my guitars. If you want it, I'll sell it to you." And I went, wow, I don't really need another Duesenberg. But in the decisions of deciding on which guitar I wanted to put that one on, I thought to myself, well, geez, the price that he's asking, I could probably put it on one of my LPs. And lo and behold, in the mail I got from Overcome 8, thank you so much for contacting us here on the channel. And he sent me, it's a used Duesenberg again, but it's in very, very nice shape. It is right out of the box here. Looks very, very good. No issues that I can see with it. And again, this is just like the Geiger is modeled after, except this is the real deal. So this is the Duesenberg Les Trem. And what I decided to do in today's video was go ahead and install this on the Black Beauty, the Monoprice 66 Deluxe Plus. Now, the reason I'm doing that is I'm thinking to myself, again, understand my theory here, I play the gold top more than I play the black. And that's because the gold top's got P90s in it, and I prefer the sound of the P90s, honestly. But both guitars kind of play, they play the same. They're the same version of guitar, except this has got humbuckers. The gold top has got the P90s. And I thought to differentiate a little bit, I'd go ahead and put the Ducey on here and make it a whole different guitar. That's my theory anyway. We'll see what happens. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, he sent this to me. It is in very, very good shape. No issues whatsoever. It should fit on there without issue. The Duesenberg comes with 2 sets of screws, both metric and regular size, or SAE, I guess they call it, just in case of the bridge, depending on what size pins you have down here on your stop bar, and we'll find that out. Again, I might go ahead and reuse the pins that are originally in here, like I did on that one, on the 338. And the other thing I'm going to try this time, and this may or may not work, I'm going to go ahead and leave the bridge on here. It's not a roller bridge, but I think the bridge quality hardware on here should work just fine, and we'll find out if it does or not. If it doesn't, I can always put a roller on it later. Or like I said, if I don't like it on this particular guitar, I can always take it off. And again, all you're losing is a set of strings. And in some cases, you can take it off even without taking the strings off. So I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think this is going to line up just fine. We'll take a look. I mean, I'm just eyeballing it here. And just by eyeballing it, it looks like it's going to be just fine. And we'll go ahead and bring it out on the bench, out on the pool table, and get this set up. And again, this guitar has never been set up from the initial taking it out of the box. The guitar played fine. It wasn't in rough shape. It didn't really need any intonation or anything like that. This is still the factory strings on it. So I've never set this guitar up. And again, it gives me the opportunity to go ahead and get this fretboard cleaned up, get my nut slots graphited. I'll take the plastic off. I still got the plastic on the pickups, and the plastic on the, everything is still on here. Again, I took this guitar out of the box. I did a review and demo of it, and it's kind of been sitting in this gig bag ever since, outside of maybe a couple of play times. So we'll get this all cleaned up and set up, and we'll put the real Duesenberg Les Trem 2 on this, and see how it compares, for instance, to the Geiger that's over on the 338 over there. They look identical to me, but we'll see how the hardware kind of, and again, feeling it and remembering what that one looked like over there, they feel pretty much the same. So we'll see. Again, Overcome 8, the subscriber who stopped on the channel, watched the video on the 338 getting the Geiger, or the Duesenberg clone as I called it, put on there. Say, hey Jimmy, I got a real Duesenberg. If you want it, let's make a deal. And we did. And today we're going to go ahead and put it on this. So let's get to it, folks. Okay, folks. So as you can see, we've moved out to the game room here. I think I've got everything I need to get this operation done. We have the guitar, some of the tools of the trade here. And I'm going to be filming again using this angle here from the iPad, looking down on everything, and hopefully get this done fairly quickly. Again, I'll cut in as I need to with any commentary, or if anything goes wrong or something I need to explain, but as it stands right now, I think we're ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get the strings off here, get this thing cleaned up, get it set up, and then go ahead and install the new Duesenberg from our good friend Overcome 8, who was kind enough to go ahead and sell me this. All right, so here we go. Okay, so here we are. Let's get busy. Now the big thing on the Les trem is they don't want the trem sitting on the body of the guitar. And my holes here, the thread buttons had a little bit of a lip on them, and I used the washer on each side of those to lift that up just slightly. So we should be good. The arm on this one, I think I'm going to set down a little bit further. And again, you can adjust these up and down, which is really cool. So you got your hole here. And you have an adjustment on both sides of the trem. Here it goes. And again, on these, I don't need a lot of throw, so I'm gonna see if I leave it like that, that's gonna reach right around the beginning of the humbucker, the second humbucker here. And I think that's gonna be fine where I want it. I don't want it too far up, not like a Jag. I wanna keep it down here. Because on these guitars, I play up by the neck pickup. Nice. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in here for a second. I've got the Les trem on, fit right on that bridge very, very nicely. I ended up using the screws that came with it. The other ones were too long, they set up, so I didn't want that. I got the arm kind of adjusted where I wanted, I think, which I think is going to look good and use good. Again, I'm leaving the original bridge on here. That's the original bridge. It's not a roller bridge. And we're going to see how it's going to work. I think it's going to work fine, but, you know, again, if I have to, I'll put a roller on there. And I got the neck cleaned up. It was very thirsty. So a couple of coats of F1 oil. And again, we got it cleaned up. And I went ahead and graphited the bone nut up there. And we're ready to put some strings on it. See what we got. Once again here, folks, I'm going to Dario 9s. They're the 9 to 42s is what I put on almost all my guitars. This was originally strung with 10s. So that's what we're going to be going to. And I always start off with my thicker strings. Okay, folks, so we are done here, I think. There it is installed. As you can see, looks good on here. I did readjust this slightly, so I had it about what kind of height I'd like on here. So far, the bridge seems to be cooperating nicely. Everything's strung up. We will bring it into the studio, pack all this up, bring it into the studio, stretch those strings a little bit, get some tuning done, and see how it's going to hold. It looks good, though. The new less trim on the Black Beauty Monoprice 66 Deluxe Plus. Okay, folks, we're back in the studio. We get everything moved back in, and everything's looking good here so far. You know, I looked at these close together, and they look very, very similar. I think the only difference I saw was this has got like a little Duesenberg type of graphic on this arm right here, and the Geiger does not have that. But other than that, they went on the same way, they fit the same way, they look the same way. So that's, you know, that's a good compliment for the Geiger clone, that it's very, very compatible to this actual real Deuce. Again, I got the strings stretched a little bit. Of course, they're brand new strings, so I'm letting it stretch out a little. The action on this came out very, very nice. Again, I didn't adjust the bridge at all from where it was, and we're still sitting at right between 125 and 150 on the low E string, and right at 125 on the high E string, which is great. That's where I like to see it. Again, these are very, very smooth for that flutter stuff. It's not a dive bomb type of trem, but Nice. I like it. I think it looks good on here. You know, the black and the chrome sets it off very, very nice. Thumbs up. Thank you, Overcome 8, for getting a hold of me and letting me know that you had this. Check's in the mail. The check is in the mail, Overcome. You should have it by now, or maybe not by now, but you know, I forgot that it was a holiday weekend this past weekend, so the mail didn't go out on Monday like it usually does. But check's in the mail, my friend. Even with the new strings, this bridge seems to be cooperating very nicely. No issues. Again, you know, the strings might stretch a bit, but right now it's acting very nice. Very, very nice. All right, folks, so we're going to wrap it up for today. We've got the real Les Trem 2 on the Black Beauty here, the Indio 66 Deluxe Plus. I think it looks very, very good. Again, if I decide to move it, I can always move it later if I wanted to. Of course, we got the Geiger, the Les Trem clone on the 338 over there with a roller bridge. That came out very, very good as well. So I'm quite happy. Again, thank you to Overcome 8 for sending this to me. Appreciate it. For all the folks that have come over to the channel recently, thank you so very, very much. Thank you for subscribing. If you're still on the fence, however, that's right. Come on over to the good side. Would love to have you on board, folks. Until next time, it's Jimmy Stewart saying so long. Take care of yourselves. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Be kind to each other. And we'll talk to you all again very, very soon. Okay? Oh, outro? Yeah. In fact, I did a nice little thing on the trio here for the opening. Let me go ahead and redo that for you, and I'll try to do that on my way out. How's that sound? Sort of the same thing as the intro, except we're going to use it as an outro now with the trem-om on here. Don't really need the trem-om for this, but we'll see what happens. Talk to you soon, folks. Bye-bye.